Good evening. Welcome to Vibin with Ashley Live. I'm your host, Ashley Live, and I'm so very excited to bring back tonight's guest for episode 251. She previously joined me on episode 208, but she has so much going on that I had to bring her back on so she could share all her lovely news with us. Singer-songwriter Sophia Galate, hailing from Los Angeles. Sophia is a genre-blending artist whose sound lives at the intersection of R&B, soul, and pop, powered by expressive vocals and deeply honest songwriting. With projects like Sophia and For My Own Entertainment, she's built a sonic world that feels intimate, timeless, and boldly her own. Having performed on international stages and earned praise from moving effortlessly between silky ballads and upbeat soulful tracks, Sophia continues to evolve with fearless creative vision. This March marks a major milestone as she embarks on her first ever headlining tour, bringing her music directly to audiences in a whole new way. And Sophia's in the house, so let's bring her on in.
Here I am.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. You have a lot going on right now. You're in a new era, new album, first headline tour, and a lot of momentum. So when you look at this season of your life, what feels different about the way you're showing up as Sophia?
Well, I feel like now, do you remember the time frame when I was on here last?
I don't know. It was 208, and I don't know off the top of my head, but
Really
maybe it was like such a long time, maybe like 2022, 2023.
Yeah.
So it's definitely been a minute.
Yeah, I feel like now I've just like really with this new album and this tour, it's made it feel like I've like really officially decided to like make this my career. And
Yeah.
even though like when I put my first project out, that was still something I was, making a decision to be the artist, but now that I'm doing these bigger things, it feels more official.
Yeah. Yeah. Love to hear that. So why is it more, I guess, a part of your life now than it was back then?
Well, I think when when I first put my EP out, my first EP,
Yeah.
I was coming out of, working in the music industry and I was like a behind the scenes, like no one knew that I was a singer and I was just working for other artists and, you know, deep down, I always knew that I wanted to showcase myself as a singer.
Yeah.
And there's something that has to like click within you to commit to doing this, and like even though I wanted to be an artist or I wanted to be a singer when I was like in high school, there wasn't that like, being a singer is one thing, but to chase this like dream of being like a artist superstar is a fully different thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like when I put my first EP out, yeah, I made a decision to be an artist, but it was like it was the first of everything. So there's nothing to compare it to. There's less pressure. I was really just like, I'm so grateful that I'm allowing myself to finally do what I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Now, once you're in it for years, it just feels, and I was still kind of working, helping a few other artists still, like probably up until like beginning of 2023. And I wasn't managing anymore, but like in 2022, I was still kind of just like helping some other artists that I was still working with. And so I feel like now the past couple of years, I've officially like given up other things and sacrificed a lot of other things in my life to like fully commit to. So it just feels like the weight of it is heavier, to be honest.
Yeah, because you fully committed to it and, you did help a lot of artists for a long time and now you're stepping into your own and your independence and your voice and your creativity. So it's got to be scary but fun at the same time.
Yeah, like all the things. Scary, stressful, fun, exciting, annoying, like all of it.
Yeah, because I think when you're an artist, you constantly feel like you need to be on, right? Like you feel like you need to be putting something out, like a visual, a song. You need to be saying like, oh, this is my morning routine, right? Like it's just like always on.
Yeah, and it's hard to discern like do I need to show my morning routine? Like, do they really care? So that's the thing.
Yeah. Well, I think, and I feel like you know this since you're very close with your community, but when certain people say, like, oh, hey, I'd love to know more about this or more about that, then you like go off of what they say, right? And they're like, I mean, because if someone said, hey, I want your morning routine, you'd be like, okay, girl, like I'll share it with you.
For sure, for sure. Or like, yeah. I feel like a lot of people really just like my storytelling, you know?
Mhm.
Um, so I try to do that.
Yeah. So the title of your album, For My Own Entertainment, feels very intentional. What does that phrase mean to you in 2026?
Well, the phrase in general means like doing whatever I want for myself. And I think that just explains like there's a lot of things. Like, so first of all, like it came from like me, like I in general just am a yes girl. Like I'm super spontaneous with my life. I say yes to things for the plot. So I just have the most weirdest, most ridiculous stories about everything. All my friends know that like Sophia has a story about the most random things.
Yeah.
And it's and like also a lot too when it comes to like dating people or hooking up with people. And like I specifically remember texting my friend, like I was telling her a ridiculous story and I was like, I swear I just date these people for my own entertainment.
Yeah.
And so for years I was just like I just do the funniest things because I just know it's gonna be a good story. And I'm so like I put myself out there in like the most ridiculous ways. I say the most ridiculous things.
Mhm.
And I also feel like as an artist, I really one thing about me is like I don't really like everything I do kind of like in a way exists outside of the industry. You know, and I just do things not based off of any rules or any like typical trajectories. It's just like even me going on this tour, like it's early in my career to do my own tour, but I'm just like I'm gonna do it, you know? So that kind of just encompasses my attitude about life and things.
Mhm. I like how you say yes to a lot of things though, because it just shows what kind of person you are, and you're just like, oh, I'm gonna do this for my own entertainment or for the
Yeah,
story.
like the first lyric in the song is I needed a plan, so I said yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
That and that's exciting. I feel like your life has got to be so good for that because you're like, this would make a really good song. Like this would be. I like. Do you ever feel fearful of things, or you just like yes and you throw yourself into it?
Um, like in terms of just specific plans that I do or
Just
like
like,
things about
just
life.
I guess in the your personal life.
Yeah, I mean, like I do get fear and anxiety about the like bigger picture of things, but when I'm like going out to something like no, I go to a lot of things like by myself, which I feel like a lot of women like just wouldn't want to do. And I'm
Yeah.
like I walk in the room like I look good and people talk to me. It's fine, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I think it's amazing that you go out by yourself. I also go out by myself as well. Like I go to a lot of shows by myself, and people are like, "Why do you go out by yourself?" I'm like, "Well, because sometimes no one wants to go with me, and also like if I just want to do something, I just do it." So
yeah.
I love that you lean into that. Do you also go out to dinner by yourself as well?
No, it's just more like events or like music related things because that's such a part of like the business of going to places.
Totally.
So um doing that. I don't even go out to dinner that often, to be honest. I'm like, when's the last time I went out to dinner? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
So a lot of these tracks are about setting boundaries and knowing your worth. Was that how you were feeling at the time, or did those songs help you get there?
So are you talking about Please Don't Talk to Me?
I mean, I guess I'm talking about like, I mean, there are quite a few songs. I know they were all written at different times. So I guess just tell me, like, were you confident when you wrote them, or did it like just, or was that just the release and then you're like, okay, like I'm on the other side of it?
Yeah, so Please Don't Talk to Me is interesting because it's such a fun, like empowering song, but I was like in such a bad place when I wrote it.
Mm,
And which is amazing. It's like but that's why I love the song. I'm like, I wrote the song when I was so depressed, but
yeah.
the song makes you feel the opposite of that.
Hmm.
So but I was literally just like in a place in a like a low mental space where I was like not going out. I wasn't like talking to dudes, trying to hook up with any like I wasn't dating. I was feeling very stuck.
Yeah.
Like happens all the time. And but like it was such an upbeat like instrumental that I wrote too. So I feel like I always say I'm like this I wrote the song when I was depressed and the song is my antidepressant. And it's cool because the song isn't even really about it can mean so many things. Like anyone can just be like in a space where they don't want anyone to talk to them.
Yeah.
Or it can also be like someone broke up with their ex and they're like, please don't talk to me. Or it can be I'm the shit and you're not. So please don't talk to me. Like, so that was just the thing about my music is like I'm always writing from a place of like a need to write. Like I don't really write music that often. Like I never sat down and was like I'm writing an album. Like these were all written at different times because I was just going through that. You know, like I was like basically on the phone with a friend and they were trying to catch up with me and they were like, "What have you been doing? Are you talking to anyone? Like, how's your summer?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just going to therapy. And if anyone tries to talk to me right now, I'm like, please don't talk to me."
Yeah.
And she was like, "That should be a song." And I wrote it. Um, what are some other boundary songs? Like No Saving, I guess, could be something about like I'm getting myself together. No Saving actually wasn't even inspired by my life.
Oh wow. Okay.
It was inspired. So what's interesting, sometimes I was just like freestyling, mumbling over that beat,
Mhm.
and the word note, like the da, 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 don't need no saving, no. I was just mumbling, and then the word no saving came out.
Mm.
So then I was like, what what do I not need saving from? Like I was just started to like spew on that. So I was like, maybe it could be about like you do something fucked up to your partner and they still love you and they want to like save you from your problems. Because sometimes people like try to like fix the people that they're with.
Yeah.
And really, they got to fix themselves. So, and I had a friend who they don't even know that I like wrote the song about their life, but who like who was in a relationship with someone before I knew them, and I just kind of had some knowledge of their relationship, and it's their relationship to me sounded like this concept, so I kind of just like took that idea and ran with it. It's kind of like you feel like this person's your soulmate and you did something fucked up and you guys feel like your soulmates, so you want to fix it, but really only the person who fucked up can fix it, even though your soulmate wants to help you. And that's what I felt about this person and their ex. I was like, because I had heard stories that they were like soulmates, but then he fucked up and whatever. So, but but I think the overarching theme of that is like, you know, you gotta take time to before somebody can love you fully. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think those things are like general themes throughout my music in general.
Yeah.
Like I have so much about like self-care and something that my fans love about me is like my confidence and it inspires them to be confident and but at the same time like still even though I'm soft and I mean even though I'm strong and confident like I still have this soft side and you hear that in songs like Should I Tell You, which is like, you know, I had to walk away from someone that I still love because I just knew that they couldn't see me for who I am, which is a boundary in itself, you know.
Yeah. And I think that speaks volumes to who you are as a person because it's hard to walk away from something and somebody that you love and you're like, but this isn't working out. Like I gotta bounce.
Mhm.
Yeah. Where do you think that confidence that you have, where do you think it comes from?
It's funny because I think a lot of it came from a like unhealthy place initially because I grew up as someone who really had a lot of issues like feeling my feelings.
Mhm.
Um, and that led me to some mental health issues when I was younger.
Mhm.
But like when I was in high school, I felt like I thought that being like the identity of being a strong, powerful woman was cool. And like not being sensitive was cool, even though like I secretly was sensitive. So I feel like now in my journey being an adult and like working through things, I've learned a way to have both. It's like there's actually something more powerful in being confident, being vulnerable, and being confident, being soft. But I think, and that also comes with like knowing your worth. So I think just the things that I've gone through have helped me learn that. I also have, you know, a song from my previous album is called Body. And Body is like on the surface, it's a song about it's a sensual song and it's a song about like really loving yourself. And when you listen to the lyrics, you're like, okay, like this woman is talking about like touching herself, like self-pleasure and wanting to be with somebody who's also like in tune with their body. And that song is really, I'm actually planning, really looking forward to on the tour, like really telling this real story. This story is really actually about my journey recovering from an eating disorder when I was young. And, you know, this was, and so if you listen to the lyrics, is your mind in touch with your body? Oh, do you think real deep? Do you mind if I touch my body? Oh, I'll go slowly. So like, obviously when you have an eating disorder, you have a huge disconnect from your body. And there's a lot of like physical things that happen to your body when, sorry, someone was interrupting. When you go through that, and it's really, though, it's a mental health issue, it just exacerbates physically. And so the journey of that, like if you listen to the lyrics, it says, I really like the way my skin feels all the time. And I really like the way my soul looks in the light. Because when I was sick, I didn't feel that way. And really me being just, there's doing all these things to myself, self-pleasure being one of them, helped me really recover in a way. I did like real treatment and recovery for it, but those are all, and I really think that like my fans know that like self-pleasure is something that I like talk about all the time. Like I do like collaborations with companies and stuff like that. And I really do think that is one of the reasons why, like if you feel good about your body, like that's why I feel comfortable going out to things by myself, because I'm like, I look good, I feel good, like I exude this like confidence, and I really feel like it's all related. So that was the first song I ever put out ever. And I didn't really have a platform or like fans enough to like tell the story of what that song is really about. Some people who maybe have gone through similar things kind of can sense the underlying message of that song, but I look forward to, I haven't figured out a way to like say what I just said about my eating disorder in a more concise way for the stage. But that is something that I look forward to about my tour, because so many people, when they come to my show, like they know that I'm going to sound good. They know the music's going to be good. But what my fans really, really love is like how intentional my show is, the storytelling, the way, the interaction to the audience, and like how much they really like learn about me as a human. So I look forward to like sharing more things like that.
Yeah. And it's you in a more personal way, and then connecting with them and telling the story. Like I know when I go to a show, I love when the artist just like stops and says hi and just talks. And
yeah, like I'm such a yapper. Like I'm so comfortable on stage. Like, and that's one thing that people leave my show and they're like, wow, I feel like I was just chilling with you in your living room. I'm like, yeah, that's how I want you to feel, you know?
Yeah. And I think that's what makes you different than a lot of other artists out there, is because people are like, oh my God, I feel like we're friends now.
Yeah, no. And I really am like friends with all my fans. Like they're like my bread and butter. And like, I spend a lot of my time talking to them. But like I said, I'm like, so much of what I do exists outside of the industry that it's like, my fans are the ones who like make anything that I do happen. Like I'm doing this tour off the strength of my own back. So like, that's how I'm going to get people in the room.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, talking about this tour, it's the first ever headlining tour, which is a huge milestone. So congrats, because it's happening. When's the first date? March what?
March 14th.
Okay.
So I'm looking on the Instagram now because people are like, I don't know if they're asking questions. Okay, anyways. March 14th is
March.
Houston.
Ah,
I've never performed in Houston before,
uh-huh.
but one of my most popular songs was inspired by a trip to Houston a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, what else do you have to ask?
Yeah. So what does going out on this tour mean to you?
It's a really good question. I feel like I'm such in the weeds of planning it that I'm like too tired to even think about it. I'm I'm just excited to like give myself the space and time to like perform for longer than 30 minutes because I've done headline shows before, like in Chicago, New York, and LA. I haven't done like, but like, so the last time I had like I haven't like an official headline show in Chicago in a long time. Like I've done kind of these like I did a Valentine's show at this kind of like speakeasy that was really long, but because I did a lot of covers there. I did some original songs too, but
Mm-hmm.
the past few times that I've been on tour, I was opening for people. And so with that, you only get like 30 minutes. And now that I have like a full album plus my old EP,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't wait to like, it's just a dream to like be able to do like a little bit over of an hour set.
Yeah.
So that allows me to do the storytelling and allows me to like really take up space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning a lot too about like really where I want to spend my energy. Like putting together an indie tour it's really tough.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like reframing it as like a meet and greet with my fans because like they, like regardless of how many people show up to the tour, it's like I'm telling you, like every fan of mine is a super fan. Like I don't have any like passive listeners, like because of the way that I talk to them or connect with them. And even like I go on TikTok live a few times a week and there'll be new people that discover me in that moment, but because of my like how engaged I am with that live, like they just become locked in. So I'm excited for that. I really feel like it's just a time of connection for me and them.
Yeah. And I love that everyone that really rides for you is a super fan because it's kind of like when people talk about building a fan base and it's like, would you rather have like 5,000 fans or like maybe 50 fans? You're like, I feel like you'd pick the 50 fans that are just like really into you.
Yeah, because like those, I'm telling you, I'll give you an example. That's why like right now it's like, especially when I don't have like a bajillion dollars, like push my songs and get them like a million streams all the time. I'm like, also like streaming doesn't make you any money.
Yeah.
I like came across a handful of my old vinyls
Mm-hmm.
and I sold them for like a discounted price. And like they sold out in like 2 seconds. I'm like, that's more money than I'll make all month from my streaming. Like,
Yeah.
So there's this thing of like, you just need 1,000 people to spend $100 and you have $100,000. That's actually something I'm like trying to do. Like I might offer 1,000 people unlimited access to my shows for the rest of my life for $100.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good
mean,
deal.
that's
I
actually,
I have it.
yeah, that's
That's
actually
really
a good deal though.
That's a really good deal.
Because they ride for you. And so you're just
But the
like,
thing is, the only way they get it is if 1,000 people do it. Like
right.
just because you paid $100 doesn't mean you get it. It has to be like it's like a crowdfunding type thing.
Yeah. No, that totally makes sense.
Moments wants unlimited access to my tour or shows for the rest of my life for $100.
I mean, that's a really good deal. So like if you're into that, give some thumbs up, give like a hey now, just be like, yeah, Sophia, like
Or just DM me on any platform.
yeah, show Sophia some love. So going on tour, as you know, can be very intense physically, emotionally, creatively. How are you preparing yourself for life on the road?
I haven't thought about it. I mean, I've gone on tour before.
Yeah.
This tour is really short. It's
Yeah.
like the traveling portion is just a week.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I really like, I'm an avid exerciser. So I told my tour manager, I was like, I need at least 20 minutes a day to work out. If I don't work out, gonna be not functioning. I also like I don't go out when I'm on tour. That's because I'll like even just being out late
Mhm.
will like make my voice tired. Um and yeah, that's it. Vocal warm-ups.
Yeah, not going out, vocal warm-ups and just like really being like in the moment.
In the moment is important.
Yeah.
That's hard. It's so interesting. Like I've gone on tour opening for people and like one experience I was like so present and it was like the most life-changing experience for me. And then I went on tour recently
Mhm.
with my good friend James Vickery.
Mhm.
I think in general, like my album was dropping like while I was on tour. So that was just really overwhelming. And I feel like I just wasn't present on tour with him because I was just carrying the tour on my back by myself and carrying my album release.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. So like also just knowing like, I wish that I had more people on my team and I could do more than one thing at one time. But it's like when I'm on tour, I can't be thinking about anything else, you know?
Yeah. And I think you gotta lock in. Like you have to mentally
Yeah,
be
and even like right now, like there's ideas that I have and I'm like, Sophie, don't think about them until after tour.
yeah.
Like just give you the tour. Any other ideas I have, we can circle back on when I'm on
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah, just jot them in a notebook and then look at it in
Yeah.
April. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Because sometimes like you get a creative idea and then you're like, should I act on it? And you're like, no, 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 too much on my plate.
Yeah, like even there's all this like one thing I've really noticed going back to like my relationship with my fans is like I've noticed that a lot of my content that does really well is like these stories about my life and like I'm like, oh, I should really lean into that because people like my personality. I'm like, okay, like I don't need to shift my entire social media strategy right now when
Yeah.
I need to sell tickets, you know? So yeah, things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. It's like just one thing at a time, like be present in the moment and like don't overwhelm yourself.
Yeah.
So a lot of artists talk about their brand, but you're really about authenticity. So what are the core things you want to represent through your music and brand identity?
I mean, I think I already represent them. I mean, there's something that's really like a cool juxtaposition about my brand is that it's very glamorous when I'm like performing but the difference between like a Beyonce and then a Sophia is like Beyonce is very glamorous and she's unreachable. She's
Oh
like,
yeah.
I'm Beyonce and you can't be like me because I'm the badass bitch. Whereas like I feel like I'm glamorous too, but you can be just like me. And that's kind of like what people experience at my shows. It's like I come out like looking all like elegant and glamorous, but then I'm really unserious on stage. Like I'm super funny, I'm very grounded, I'm very like whatever. So it's like feminine and empowering but non-threatening. Um and then even some of my fans have told me they're like my male fans, they're like, yes, visually you're very feminine, but like your music and your vibe like also like speaks to men.
Mhm.
And obviously like it's sexy, so like that helps. But yeah, I think there's also this classiness to my sensuality that makes people feel that being sexy doesn't have to be like raunchy or like vulgar.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I think it's a lot of like the confidence thing. And it's so funny, like I just have learned through my music that I'm just way more emotional than I thought because people that listen to my music like tell me
Mhm.
that they think of me as someone that like explains emotions really well. And I'm like, I never thought I was that, but interesting.
I mean, yes, you are. Like the way you have a way with words, you're an amazing songwriter. And I feel like the way that you express yourself, you're like, ooh, like she has that like play on words. And then it's like, I felt that way, but I didn't know how to say it that way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So you've built your career doing everything on your own. How does that independence shape the kind of artist that you are?
sometimes it's frustrating.
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like a lot of obviously like independent artists deal with this.
Mhm.
how does it shape? I don't know. I just feel like I'm capable. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Or it's almost like, I mean, I just always like prove myself of being able to do things that I like didn't think I was going to be able to do, even like with the creative direction for this album. I didn't plan on being my own creative director. It just worked out that way, that I didn't have anyone. I had interviewed a couple people,
Mhm.
but like and I was like nervous to like step into that role, but like I found an amazing graphic designer that like shared my vision with me, and then that made me feel better. I'm like, wow, like I'm a great singer and I got the songs down, but like who knew I had this amazing visual eye?
Yeah.
And it just makes me like, for example, like if I collaborate with anyone, like I'm working with this brand right now, they're like a makeup company and we're doing this like branded lip gloss. Okay, well, obviously I'm gonna have my designer make it because now I have just this like way that I see everything. So
Right.
yeah.
Mhm. But I like that you interviewed a couple people and you're like, that's just really not the vibe I'm going for. And sometimes I think as an artist, sometimes you want to do everything yourself. And then you're like, oh, but if I kind of let someone do this, maybe they can see it the way that I want to. So I think it's kind of like seeing other creativity in other people and being like, okay, that's cool. But like also doing it yourself and being like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work. But like, that was all me right there.
Yeah. I also like really enjoyed it. Like I spent so much time like on Pinterest making mood boards and like I really enjoyed that and it was nice for me to like
Yeah.
not focus on just the music all of my time because
Mhm.
that's also really like, I mean, everything's stressful, but like it was fun for me to and even I ended up I styled myself like for my cover photo. Like I also interviewed like 12 stylists
Oh my
and I'm
gosh.
I don't think I need that. And like I did things that stylists do. Like there's a bunch of like fashion houses or like showrooms in LA.
Mhm.
I like went to a bunch of them pretending I was a stylist. And so with those, like you really you like pay a fee to pull it for like 2 days and then you have to bring it back. And like it can get really expensive.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of like went to like look for ideas and the dress that I ended up wearing in my cover art was a dress that I saw at a showroom. And it
Mm.
was probably like $250 to like rent it. And then I found it on a like designer resale website for like $130. So I just bought it
Wow.
forever. So like I'm like, see, I'm just brilliant.
See, I
Yeah.
love that you did that though, right? Because a lot of people be like, oh my God, I'm just gonna like have someone style me. But like sometimes I think you just need to be out there and be like, hey, that looks cool, that looks cool. Or even Pinterest. Like I think Pinterest is amazing because it gives you ideas that you're like, I love that. I just want to kind of take that
Yeah.
and make it my own. And then you're like, okay, this is like the vision that I have for it. And then maybe you find something similar, or like you said, you found something where it wasn't as expensive and you just bought it. That's cool.
Yeah. And also like a lot of this comes out down to budget. Like
Totally.
I'm an artist. So it's like I can't afford this because that's like you have to pay their fee and the rental fees. And so like just easier.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's like you have to figure out like, do I want to spend my money delegating or do I want to do it myself? Like obviously the styling and the creative direction like was really fun for me.
Yeah.
But even right now I'm in the process of like, okay, do I need an assistant for like where do I want to invest my money delegating in? Like what things do I really are really worth it for me? But
Mhm.
obviously the creative stuff is like I'm so particular about.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think as an artist, you want to have that creative freedom because, right, if you hired a stylist, you could just be like, that's not really the vibe I'm going for. You
Well,
know what
also it's like one thing that people compliment me on all the time is how clear my branding is.
Yeah.
And it's so important. It's so rare that artists like at my level or this early on have such a clear branding vision. And like it's only that clear because I did it myself. Like I created mood boards for this album like before the songs were even like a year and a half before the album came out. Like and like I just knew kind of the world I wanted to go in like a year before I even had this photo shoot.
Mhm.
And so and one thing that was really important to me was like so my previous album was very like jazz, like loungy kind of, and I would straighten my hair and I wore like long black dresses and it was stunning.
Yeah.
And it matched that music perfectly. And now that I was one of my goals with this new project was I was like, "Yo, I'm, like, really funny and, like, I have a bold personality, and I
Mhm.
wanna showcase that both visually and within the music." And
Mhm.
so I want it to be brighter. Pink has always been my favorite color, and so I was like, "How can I make pink my thing?"
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna wear my hair naturally curly. I'm gonna wear short dresses instead of long." Sometimes I still wear long dresses depending on, like, where I am.
Mhm.
Um, and I was like, "And I want my music to be versatile." And, like, if on the album, there's upbeat songs, there's slow songs, there's middle ground like, so I feel like it all really came together, and it makes more sense to who I am now, and only I know who I am, so,
Yeah. Yeah. And only you're the only one that can pull that off.
yeah. I mean, eventually, like, when you really have someone, like but I think it's hard to, like, bring someone into the world when they haven't known you really,
Yeah.
so,
That makes sense. Mhm.
yeah.
So you opened for Olivia Dean at the Roxy, and she just won Best New Artist at the Grammys. So what did that moment show you about timing and trusting your own journey?
Well, Olivia Dean has also been really famous in the UK for a while.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, it's like so I also understand a lot of the behind the scenes of how things work in the industry, but,
Mhm.
she's also been signed to a major label for 10 years,
Mhm.
so, um, I think it's more not even, like, timing, it's just, like it's more about, like, my proximity to greatness is what that means to me.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of things in place behind the scenes of, like, you know, even though she played the Roxy, she probably could have played, like, the Shrine or something at the time, so but it's just I think what's cool for me is, like, to be able to be sharing stages or sharing rooms with these people. That almost gives me more hope than, like, the timing of things because I just like, I'm inspired by these people, so that's kind of my takeaway from that.
Yeah. And there are probably people that were in that crowd that saw you that night and then saw her and have been following her journey ever since. So it's kind of just like, yeah, just being that close to someone is really cool.
And what's so funny is, like, I've obviously made a couple of videos about that recently,
Yeah.
and the way the TikTok algorithm is so wild, people commented, they're like, "Wait, I was there. I remember you." I'm
Oh,
like,
love
"Welcome
that.
back. Come to my show." You
Oh,
know?
that's so cute. And you're like, yes, I am going on tour. It's happening in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Love that. So, your music explores love, healing, and choosing yourself. When someone discovers your music during a difficult time, what do you hope it gives them?
I just hope it makes them feel seen and I feel like that's what I've just noticed from people. Hold
Yep.
on, all my lights. It's just getting dark here.
Yeah, no worries.
Um, all my It's weird. It's like the women that find my music, they find my songs like "Should I Tell You" or "Spell It Out" or um yeah, I that's what I've just like learned a lot lately. I was like people really they just relate to it. Like so I've kind of realized recently that's my purpose.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that relatability as well as your personality. And then you just making these videos and people being like, oh my gosh, but I really feel like I know you. Like I feel like I went through that too. And I'm sure people come up to you at shows and online and they're like, oh my gosh, I heard that song and like I'm going through something very similar, right?
Yeah. That happened to me a lot. I went on tour with this artist named Looney
Hmm.
a couple years ago and right before that tour, I was in just like a confused space. I was like, "Hey, I haven't released a project in a few years. I don't really like any of the demos I've written. I'm not really writing that much music. I um, don't know what I'm doing next in my career, but I know that I need to write music and put out a project soon."
Hmm.
I was feeling really insecure as a songwriter and insecure about how I was gonna like make music and who was gonna help me with it, and which I feel that way every time I like get around to like writing new music again. Even like now, I'm like, I should probably start writing music again when I'm off tour. And I'm like, fuck, who am I gonna write music with? Like I always say that, and then it always just ends up working out.
Yeah.
And then I got on this Looney tour, and the tour, that was like my first like long official tour. I think it was like 17 dates.
Mhm.
And that tour like really saved me at a time. Like I really feel like it saved me because I was in such a place of like feeling really insecure.
Mhm.
And like I don't feel insecure now. Like it's so funny. People are like, do you have imposter syndrome? I'm like, no, I think I have backwards imposter syndrome. I'm like, I'm too good to be here. Like, that's how I
I
feel.
am too good for this, okay?
Yes. So whereas before I was like feeling really insecure at a Looney Tour, every night I was singing my music
Yeah.
to new people.
Mhm.
And I also feel like, like I have the stage presence of a headliner. So
Yeah.
every night, and she had amazing fans that were so like warm and talkative. And after every show, like at the merch booth, people would come up to me and be like, "Oh my god, I'm going exactly through this." It was like I needed I needed that test of like my music being heard to people for the first time and then like freaking out about it or like relating to it. And so when I got off that tour, I was like, no, I'm a good songwriter. Because prior to that tour, I was like, I'm not a good songwriter. And then it was like singing my songs for all these people made me realize like, no, like I'm good. And then when I got off of that tour is when I decided so that was like summer of 2024, is when I decided that I was confident to put together an album. And then it took me like, in a year and a half to get it together. But, so I don't know what your question was, but it's my story.
It's okay. It was just me telling you, like, hey, when someone's going through a difficult time, like, what do you hope that they take away from it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's just like, I think when anybody's going through a difficult time, right, they turn to music, happy music, sad music, whatever it may be. And then like to reach out to the artist, just be like, hey, like I'm going through this. Like, thank you for doing that. And it's got to be amazing for you as an artist to just be like, oh my gosh, like, thank you so much for taking the time to reach out to me and let me know that it touched you because, it was really therapeutic for me to write. And it's amazing for me to sing it all the time.
Yeah, for sure. Because like I think about like for example, like Jessie J has this one song from like 12 years ago that like actually saved my life. And I've met her now. I have been like trying to meet Jessie J for like 12 years to like tell her. And it's this one song that like a lot of people's lives have been saved by this one Jessie J song. And I met her. I'm also going to her show on Friday with some friends who are friends with her.
Amazing.
And I like finally got to tell her a couple years ago, like how much her song saved my life. And it's like, it's cool to be like, now that I'm like, yes, I got to tell her. I'm like, so I know how important it is for people to tell me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She does this thing during her shows, which I'm sure you know, where she'll just give the microphone to someone, they'll sing.
I know. I just saw like one go viral. I literally sent it to my friend. I'm like, this is gonna be me on Friday.
You saw the little kid at Irving Plaza in New York, the little kid, like 12. Yeah, I was like, that's why when you said that, I was like, Sophia, that's gonna be you.
No, I literally sent that to my friend. I was like,
you're gonna be like,
her songs are really hard to sing. I don't bet like that, but she's somebody like her performance style of how honest and how talkative she is inspires a lot of like the way my shows run.
Yeah, love that. Well, you're going Friday, you said, right?
Yeah.
I am sending you all the good juju and positive vibes for you to have that moment because, like I said, I know that she does that during shows and she's done that over the course of her career. And I love that she has that connection with her fans because I mean, this little boy was just like over the moon. And I think his mother went to the bathroom at that time and she was like, I can't believe I chose to go to the bathroom when that happened.
That's so funny.
So crazy. So for people who haven't already bought tickets to the show, what can we say to them to get them to be like, hey, you got to come out to the show in March? Like, what are we going to say to them?
I always say, I'm like, for people that, are looking for more of like an experience or looking to just connect with something, maybe they are feeling a lack of connection in their life and they want to feel something. Like I really, it's like, there's a song for every mood, especially on this new album. I'm a really good singer. I feel like that's obvious to people. People don't know that, but yeah, it's like a hang. It's really like a hang. But there's going to be just a lot of like new arrangements of stuff. A lot of like some covers that you've heard never done before like this. There's also a lot of audience interaction and audience involvement
Mhm.
in the set. Um, and yeah, it's really personal. And
Yeah.
I feel like when you go to a show and the audience, sometimes the performer's just like going through the motions, like that's not what my show is. Um, so yeah, and it's soulful, it's jazz, it's funky. There's singer-songwriter ballads, there's sing-along moments.
Yeah. Awesome. So, guys, if you haven't already, get your tickets to the show. Sophia, where can they follow you? Where can they buy the tickets? Talk to them.
My name everywhere. SophiaGalate.com. That's where the tickets are, right there, smacked up on the homepage.
Yes.
Or you can just DM me if you want to say hi, and I'll send it to you myself.
So, DM, I mean, you like DMs, right?
Yeah, I respond to everyone.
Okay, cool. Because I know some people are like, "Oh my God, my DMs are swamped." But if you welcome
You know, I'm
DMs,
like, I make all my money in the DMs, okay?
okay.
Please
It
DM
was-
me.
yes, I love that. So, Sophia, that's all the questions I have for this evening. But any final words for the room?
Um, nope, just keep supporting the real ones.
Yes.
That's
Keep
it.
keep supporting real musicians. Go see Sophia out on tour.
He's gonna be there.
Yes, absolutely amazing. And Sophia, thank you once again for coming back on the show and talking about the album and just everything. It's always a pleasure having you on, and I will see you at the New York show.
March 17th in Brooklyn, March 14th in Houston, March 19th in Toronto, March 20th in Chicago. If you are live in Chicago, Chicago's like my second home, so that'll be
Yeah.
really fun. March 25th in LA.
I mean, pretty much all the big cities. Like, I feel like you kind of like it's 5 dates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 dates in March. Guys, go get your tickets if you haven't already. Sophia, thank you so much for coming back on my show. It's always so much fun.
Thank
And
you.
thank you so much for joining us this evening. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
I'll see you in March.
See you in March.